Hey guys, how's it going? This is the Lenovo Smart Clock Essential. It was released back in November 2020 as an entry-level smart alarm clock. The launch price was $50 in the US, but you can generally find it for $25 or less. I've been using it for the past month, and here are some of my initial impressions. Welcome back to another review from Reviews for Life. Let's begin. At first glance, the clock looks pretty simple. It's essentially a home mini combined with an LED display. And just like the home mini, it has Bluetooth so you can pair it with external speakers. By the way, that screen? Yeah, it's super glossy and made out of plastic. I placed it face down on my desk for a moment, and it's already got scruffs all over it. In terms of the display itself, there's nothing really to complain about, besides being easier to scratch than talc. The clock is big and clear, and weather information is out of the way. Now, one of the main things I normally look for in an alarm clock is how bright it is at night. And luckily, this screen does dim automatically, and its lowest brightness setting is completely fine. Just for comparison, this is the lowest brightness setting on my iPad on the left and the Lenovo clock on the right. The clock does come with 4 physical buttons, which to me is its biggest advantage since it gives you choices. Actions such as modifying alarms, that would normally take forever, can now be done through voice prompt. And on the other hand, things like controlling media is much easier to be done with a physical button. Personally, I find this design to be very smart, and I like it. One of the biggest advertised features is the Nightlight and its ability to allow you to see things at night. It might work in a small room, but to me, it's more of a decoration than anything. Luckily, they do give you an option to turn it off, either by long pressing the volume key or through voice command. Now, let's talk about some issues. One thing I look for in products is how well does it do the thing it was designed to do. And in terms of the alarm clock, it's reliability. Unfortunately, this device just doesn't foot the bill. What do I mean? If the power goes out, the device turns off completely. Of course, that's to be expected of a smart device. But if the power does come back on and there's no Wi-Fi, then the clock stays in this ambiguous mode and nothing happens. It's only when Wi-Fi is reestablished do you get the time and alarms back. To me, this is a huge glaring issue. If I was a student and had an exam at 8 in the morning, the clocks better wake me up, even if the world's on fire. Another downside is the poor implementation of the buttons. I would have liked to see a custom button, like one that would allow me to activate voice command, or a button that tells my coffee maker to start making coffee. Further, the implementation of the media keys are kind of bad. There's one specific issue I have with it, and really it's more of a corner case, but bear with me and I'll try to explain it. So let's draw this out. If the clock is set to output media to another Google Home, and in my case, the Mini, and the Mini is set to output media to a Bluetooth speaker, then the volume and play pause buttons on the clock don't actually affect the Mini. What do I mean by this? Well, if the Home Mini is playing music through the Bluetooth speaker, then I'm unable to use the clock's button to control the Mini's music. However, if I use voice commands, it works as expected, and I can change the Mini's music. This means Lenovo's button implementation is inconsistent with that of Google's voice command, and should probably be fixed. Now, you might be thinking, cool story, bro, why do I care? Well, if you can imagine having Bluetooth speakers on one side of the room, and the Lenovo clock at the other, and for some reason the two just won't pair with each other, you need to have some kind of device to bridge the two. Now, in my case, I would use a mini. And if I wanted to use the media keys on the clock to control the mini's music, well, it just doesn't do that. Anyways, chances are this probably won't apply to you, but I just thought I'd point it out. There's also a few minor downsides. There's only one charging port at the back, and it's only 400 milliamp hours. Yeah, it's super slow, so plan on leaving your devices to charge on overnight. So we've reached the end, and should you buy this? Well, if you can find it for $25, it's a pretty good value, considering the Google Home Mini costs about the same by itself. Really, it's a basic device, and that's okay. But if you were planning on getting this to replace your current alarm clock, I would seriously look elsewhere. The fact that this device doesn't have battery backup and requires a reliable internet and power just to function, it's too much to ask. So then, if not by the bedside, where do I see this device being used? Well, personally, I found this actually works really well as a desk clock, and it's kind of what I've been using it for. It's really easy to take a quick glance at the clock and the weather, and the integrated Google Home allows me to combine two devices into one. And the best part is that it's small enough that it doesn't take up much desk space. Alright, that's it from me. If you've enjoyed this video, support me by hitting like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.